What's up, guys? This is Megatron6783 over on the PSN, coming at you with some Armored Core 6 gameplay. We're just going over some previous missions that I've already uploaded, but this time we're getting the S ranks for at least the first 3 missions, and then I have some other missions tagged on at the end, one of them being a boss fight that I thought was really cool. So in the first mission, you cannot use a customized mech. You basically have to use the one in the tutorial, so just the static one they give you to start the game. The key here is get better mechanics than I have. I'm still trying to work my way around maneuvering and all of those things. Like, this game is got a learning curve for me that other people probably don't have. But as I understand it, do not heal. So you will start this mission at 6,080 health. The game will encourage you to use one of your repair kits to top yourself off. Do not do it if you want the S rank. That is my understanding. Things that I've read online and things that I experienced myself trying to get the S rank in this quest is a matter of speed. You do not get any rewards for killing everything you see, especially in this part of the mission. So it's probably for the best to try to accomplish the mission. So the way this mission breaks down, you need to go to 3 different places and scan a dead mech or armored core unit, and then it ultimately culminates with a boss fight at the end. There are enemies littered throughout trying to impede your progress. You certainly can fight all these things, but in order to get the S rank, it's really about speed and not healing. Again, that's my understanding. That's how I managed to get it. You also want to minimize damage. So ultimately, every mission that you replay will give you a score. The more ammunition you use, you get deducted from the pay that you receive at the end. Obviously, damage you take, the repairs that you need, will also count against your score. So that's why not fighting everything probably plays into getting the S rank. So you're not wasting ammunition on, fodder enemies that don't really add anything. Now, there are missions that will give you bonus reward pay for killing things. This is not one of those missions, so it is not really worth spending the ammunition, except for maybe this part here, because scanning this last one certainly puts you in danger. There's a lot of enemies here, so I would save your ammunition as best you can for this engagement here. Try to use your missiles. Try to use as least ammunition as you can, trying not to get hit. Maybe sword swipes is better because that doesn't really cost anything. So again, that's something to consider. Yeah, I am not so good with melee. So I elected to, use missiles and bullets and, only go for the melee when I knew, there was nobody else that's going to shoot me in the back. Now, as you can see, I've already taken some damage at this point. Again, reflexes may vary. But yeah, I'm 40 and just my reflexes aren't what they were. So, as you're going to see here, we're going to be approaching the boss. Now, maximizing your damage against this boss, your sword is going to do the most damage, especially if you can stagger the boss. My tips for this fight is to try to stay close to the boss, try to stay underneath the boss as best you can. You don't want the boss to get too far away from you, because then he can hit you with his Gatling guns, he can hit you with this missile barrage that he has. But basically, you want to stay as close to him as you can, underneath his ability to hit you. managing your energy output is really important in this fight, because every time you fly or hover, or you are spending your energy. It's that bar that you can see on the bottom that's pretty much just depleted itself. So I'm in a bad spot, and I'm not gonna lie, I did not think I was gonna get the S rank here, because again, you do not want to heal under any circumstance. You do not want to heal, but as you can see, I'm taking damage. You don't want to take damage. Now, the boss tends to fly outside the screen, so it's really hard to stay underneath him when he does that. My recommendation is to use the terrain for cover if he decides that he's going to fly outside of the screen. Here you can see he's staggered, and I miss a window there. You can see the chunks that the sword swipes do to him. But we take a lot of damage. I did not think I was going to get the S rank here. There, look, I mean, look at my health. I'm at 594 health, and he is outside of the zone, which, again, there's me whiffing on my sword swipes. At this point, I'm like, all right, I did not think I was going to get the S rank here, because I figured I took way too much damage. But yeah, it counted. So you'll see it in a bit. There's a lot of talking here.
That's all for our work here today, 621.
But
Here's the call
yeah, come on, you can do it. Oh, come on, Walter, you're so chatty. You get your code name. This is the first mission of the game. This is a replay of that mission. You do not get a customizable mech for this, your AC. You have to use the one, and there's the S rank, which again I did not think I was going to get at all. But I find that the scoring system is a bit wonky, to be honest. It's a little strange to me. But now we'll go into the next one. Alright, so here we have the second mission that you could replay if you're going in order of the list of the replay missions. And here we are tasked with taking out some artillery. Again, it's about quickness, and it's about not taking damage, and it's about not using a lot of ammunition. So I kill these opening enemies here. And we're going straight for the artillery. Again, it really comes down the S rank on all these missions to speed. There you see me whiffing again, because again my reflexes are terrible. But see the big cannons there? That's what we want to deal with. And you could probably, with a better build and a better mech. Now, I'm doing this relatively. I haven't beaten the game yet trying to get these S ranks. And I am not a theory crafter, build crafter. Like, if there's anything in gaming that I truly suck at, it is that kind of stuff. Like, understanding how to mid-max and build, like, games like Diablo, games like this. Like, that stuff kind of gets lost on me. So we're going at it with the best that I have available at this point in the game, as far as like parts wise. So yeah, again, S ranks, don't waste ammunition if you don't have to, try not to take damage, and try to be as quick as possible. So here we're going for the second area that has some artillery. This area could be a little tricky, especially because the two cannons are facing each other. So you really want to be careful, and there are quite a bit of enemies. But there's only 3 of them in this part, and then we go to the last area where there's quite a few of them spread out. And the trick is you want to try to get behind them as best you can, because if they manage to hit you, if they manage to land a missile salvo, or if they manage to snipe you out of the air, it will stun lock you, at least my build anyway, because again, I don't have a high stability. It does a lot of damage, and there you see me failing against walls, because again, my movement is caca. But ultimately, we're going to try to work our way through all these bad guys, all these fodder. See, there you see the cannon like has me in its sights, and I barely get away from getting hit there. This area can be quite tricky. There you see I take a little bit more chip damage because there's a lot of enemies, a lot of NTs, you know, sprinkled about all over the rooftops here, plus the cannons. So again, you can pretty much ignore them if you're quick enough, if you manage it. This mission, you do get more rewards for killing enemies, so it might be worth it to try to kill enemies as efficiently as you can with the least amount of ammunition. As you can see, there are quite a few enemies that I skipped, but this area I decided I was going to clear out as many as I can. And you see me taking some more chip damage, because now we're down, you know, to 8,000 health. But we're approaching the last cannon, I believe.
All targets destroyed.
And,
That's it for this job, 6-2. Return to base.
yep. That's that. We are done. And we managed to pull out an S rank in here as well. So, don't know how we did it. I don't know. Yeah, maybe it was the killing of the enemies, the extra enemies, to get 153,000 paid. But, yeah. And now we're going to transition to the other mission. And we're back. Now this mission is pretty much...
Wipe out the Dafang MT squad.
this is actually like the second mission in the game, I think. I think it's third on the list when you go to the replay mission menu, but this is a fairly straightforward mission. Just kill everything in the room without taking damage. So you're gonna end up using ammunition, but I think this really boils down to quickness and damage. Don't take damage. And be as quick and efficient as possible. So it really does. There is a learning curve to this game, you know, especially with how quick things are moving and how quick, you know, you could be overwhelmed and missiles flying at you, and you know, there's certainly a bullet hell. You know, see, I got hit there because I was not moving. The trick here in this game, and there I just ate a bunch of missiles for no reason, probably could have dodged those, is to move, to keep moving. The other thing I want to point out when it comes to S ranks is you're allowed to restart the mission. So if you think this run has gone poorly, and let's say you're at the halfway point or whatever, you can always pause the game and go to restart mission, and it restarts the mission from the beginning. If you restart from a checkpoint within a mission, it does penalize your score. So again, it's up to you. You can always just finish the mission and take the battle pay, but if you're really just, you know, chasing S ranks, it might be quicker to just say, hey, this run I've eaten too much damage, or I've used too much ammunition. Let me just restart the mission. You know, especially if you're just grinding for S ranks and you don't really need the money. You know, you're allowed to restart the mission because it counts as that you're starting from the beginning of the mission. But yeah, this one is pretty quick and pretty straightforward. Just kill everything in the room. It really, I think, boils down to how quick you do it and how much damage you eat. Again, avoid healing at all costs when chasing these S ranks. I think healing, it seems to hurt you. There you see the S rank here. So those are the 3 S rank videos that I've managed so far. Again, I'm not very far into the game. So some of the other missions that I've tried, I don't know why that cut out, certainly require some higher end build. So out of the gate here, I'm just going to say I did not get an S rank for this mission. I just happen to think this mission was a lot of fun, and I don't believe I've managed to get the S rank in this mission yet, but I certainly just wanted to show it off because I haven't shown it off on the channel. Again, now in this mission, you're being tasked with destroying these helicopter things that I'll show you in a minute. Once I clear out the room here, you do get excess pay for killing enemies in this mission, so it is probably worth it to do so, especially if you have a later game build that can kill things rather quickly. I do not, again, at this point. I have not beaten the game. I have not unlocked everything. I have not bought everything in the store. So I have a... I see the salvo there. You know, just playing through the game at this point. And I am stubborn, so I tend to bang my head against things, hence those 3 other S videos. But again, I just wanted to show off this mission because it is pretty cool. Lots of enemies at this part, and then there's kind of like I don't want to say it's a mini boss, but there's certainly a tougher enemy at the very end. Now the game encourages you mission wise to avoid that enemy. You don't have to fight that enemy at all to complete the mission. As a matter of fact, you don't have to fight any of these guys to complete the mission. My understanding of what gets you an S rank in this mission, from what I've seen, is just killing the targets that you need to kill as quickly as possible, and just kind of ignoring as much as you can, and of course not take damage. I have not managed to get that. I've managed a bunch of A ranks, but I have not. The S has eluded me, so I'm assuming that my mech is just not quick enough at this point to reach that threshold. So, but yes, at this point in my tries, I do have an A rank. I don't think this mission, this footage is an A rank game, but I certainly have an A rank on this. Of all the missions that I currently am able to replay, I think 3 S's and everything else is an A. This is the enemy I was talking about. It's a tetrapod, which means it has 4 legs. He is beefy. He is hard to stagger. And there you see I get the stagger off, and I should have gone in for you know, impact damage with the sword. My sword is what's causing the biggest. If you could see the little yellow bar above the enemy's health, that fills up depending on the damage you do, and that's what you want to fill up completely to stagger them. And they can also do that to you. You also have a yellow bar above your head. So here we stagger them, and we don't get to finish. I take a lot of damage to this guy. Again, there are certainly weapons and builds that are better equipped to deal with him quickly, but we killed the tetrapod. Again, the mission pretty much tells you to avoid it. And again, from what I've seen of people who have gotten S ranks on this mission, they completely bypass most of the enemies and just focus on killing these things as quick as possible. And again, my tries of doing that strategy, where I kill very little and just focus on killing the copters or whatever, has not yielded me an S rank yet. But certainly have gotten an A rank in this mission. I don't think this is an A rank gameplay. Yeah, so there's a B, but I certainly have an A at this point. And then this last footage is pretty cool. This was an epic fight. I liked it a lot. Okay, now this mission was wild. So we are basically climbing a wall. We are infiltrating this wall. And there is a ton of anti-air artillery scattered about the wall. This is pretty epic. This is probably one of the coolest missions so far that I've played. This is the most recent mission I played. Do not expect an S rank in this one. This is literally my 2nd or 3rd play. There you see I eat a ton of freaking damage. Like, just getting hit, bombarded with those cannons. My energy efficiency is not the best on this build. So here we are trying to avoiding the middle of the battlefield, because there's a lot going on in the middle there. And I elect... The targets we want to kill are at the very front in the middle, but I elect to come back here and take out these cannons that are on this wall, because these are the ones that are going to do the bulk of the damage to you while you're floating around on the middle there. So to avoid that, we are going to try to knock all of these out first. I recommend that as a strategy. I mean, again, if you're more skilled and quicker and you could manage to fly through and have better builds, yeah, by all means do what you got to do. But for me, and what I'm working with here, You can see we've changed up the build a little bit. I have a different missile launcher on my left shoulder, and I have a bazooka on my right arm instead of the assault rifle that I was rocking in previous missions. The bazooka just deals a lot of stagger damage, and you definitely need that in this boss fight. And the left shoulder missile salvo that fires in an arc above you certainly helps. In my opinion, it helps with this boss a lot, and you'll see why when we get there. But yeah, we're here. We're just taking out all the heavy artillery on the wall, because again, this I found in my previous attempts before this one, these guys just messed me up really bad. The actual targets we need to kill are to our left if you're looking at the screen right now, so they're to our left. We're gonna go take care of them now. We're just gonna take out a few more of the cannons here. Now the wall is completely devoid of cannons. We've eliminated all of them. We're gonna have to deal with that tetrapod, but we're not gonna deal with it just yet. We are gonna fly over here. You can see there's little fodder enemies here, but the targets you want to kill are right here. These two cannons in the middle. Those are the ones you want to take out to progress the mission. But again, I certainly recommend coming around the sides and dealing with the enemies on the wall first. But again, if you have a mech and you're quick reflex, you probably won't have any issue. But for me, it was quite an issue. So now we have to deal with the tetrapod. And the tetrapods are tough, man. They're tanky. They could take a beating. And there you see I just eat a ton of damage. This guy seems to have some kind of like Gatling gun thing, but the bazooka, there you can see the bazooka just chunking. Now we go in for some sword swipe, stagger, boom with the bazooka, some missile salvos. Trying to do as much damage as we can. Again, my build is probably not, perfect for this mission. There we go, stagger him again, get some damage in. And that'll do it. That'll do the tetrapod. And now, there's a lot of little fodder that you can kill. I think this mission does reward battle pay for kills. I mean, I'd be shocked if it didn't. But here, there are doors that you could go through. I recommend going through the top door. You can certainly go through the middle one, but the top one gets you above the enemies on the other side of it, whereas the middle door kind of gives them an opportunity to see you coming. Again, don't expect an S rank for this mission. This is literally like my third attempt at it, or fourth attempt. We'll probably have to revisit that once we have more options available to us, but I just thought it was a hell of a mission. It was probably one of my favorite missions so far. And there's another mission that I didn't put in this video, but we'll be uploading that maybe when we go for the S rank of it, but it was pretty fun. Just a shielded enemy. Swords are really good to deal with the shielded enemies, as they can block a lot of your artillery. Here I fly in to try to deal with this guy, because he's going to be raining down missiles at us. Again, eating a ton of damage here. We are not optimized for movement when it comes to energy consumption. Yet, anyway. What's cool about this mission is, once we get into the next area, we take this elevator up and we can replenish all of our ammunition that we've used and our heals that we've used. So that's the first time I think that happens in the game, where they actually offer you like a way to restock everything. At least to my knowledge, this is the first time that happens. But yeah, and we're gonna restock and we're gonna go into the boss fight. And what a fight it is! I'm probably just gonna shut up and let it play out. Again, this is Megatron 6783 on the PSN. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know how you're enjoying AC6 if you're playing it. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.
It won't be able to keep up with Steel Haze. I'll distract it while you get its